Welcome to the DES tutorial, How to Approve or Reject Candidate Entries. Once a candidate has entered and submitted information on their profile page, it needs to be approved by a COCO or LOCO. This is true for all parts of a candidate profile with the exception of endorsements. A candidate can add or edit endorsements without going through the approval process, but everything else needs to be reviewed by you. First, you should be familiar with what candidates can or can't say. Here's what they agree to before populating information. So this is just a copy and paste of what is shown on their candidate profile. They need to check the box to agree to these terms before adding any other information. I'll show some examples of the more common things that candidates write that are unacceptable. Second, you should understand the minimum requirements in order for a candidate to be considered participating. Those are adding a profession and 3 top priorities. Once those 4 items are approved, the system automatically switches the candidate status from non-participating to participating. Once they're participating, you can continue to approve items that the candidate has submitted, including his or her photo. Okay, no minimum requirements, no photo. Those are the rules. So let's go to the review page in the DES and start reviewing candidate submissions. We'll go to Review from the top navigation bar and click on Review Items. Looks like there are a lot of candidate items pending here, and you'll notice a filter section on the left side. What's that for, you may ask? Well, some locos may be in charge of certain contests. You can use this to filter by contest or by candidate. And here's the clue. If the contest you're looking for is not in this drop-down menu, that means there are no candidates from that contest with items waiting for review. Got it? Also, that means if the candidate you're looking for isn't in the drop-down menu for the Filter by Candidate section, that means that candidate is not in here. They have no items pending for review. Same thing. So let's just pretend that I don't have any locos. I'm doing this all by myself, so I'm going to go through this review page one candidate at a time. The review filter is helpful because, it looks like I have a lot here. If I do want to do it one candidate by a time, I can always filter by candidate, and only that candidate's information appears. So if you just want to focus on that one candidate, you can use the search filter and clear out all the other ones and just focus on that one candidate. So I'm going to go through, since I have him up here, David Halbert's review items. So the way to view his items is you're going to click anywhere on this item, and it'll expand and show you what he has for review. So this is his profession, and current is blank, so this means this is a new entry for review. He has put litigator. Okay, that isn't offensive. It goes along with all of our terms of agreement. This can be approved, but I would not hit this approve button so quickly because he is not participating. And because you can see he has his profession in all 3 priorities, you should actually look at all 4 of those pieces at the same time to make sure that they're all approvable before you start approving them. Because once you approve this one, and if there are any others that aren't approvable, you're kind of stuck. Those items will then be published on the front end, and it'll look like he has information up there, but he's marked as non-participating. It gets really messy. So I really encourage everybody to, for those non-participating candidates, approve all 4 minimum requirement items at the same time, just so that the system will switch their status in a way that is that shows well on the front end. So his profession is litigator. Let's open up his priority 1, protecting women and children. Okay. let's open up his priority 2, keeping businesses in Dublin. And priority 3, I am the only candidate who grew up in Dublin. Okay, so here's a great example. So often a candidate will say, I am the only candidate who does X, Y, and Z. And that's actually not allowable because they don't know if the other candidates grew up in Dublin or not. This may be a false statement. So this item we cannot approve. We actually need to reject it and email this candidate to let him know why this item has been rejected. So I'm going to do that first. So the first thing I'll do is reject the priority 3. Okay, a pop-up window will show up and you'll need to write the reason why. And I will say, cannot say I am the only candidate. And then click on disapprove. Now you'll see that it says the selected item was disapproved and reset as saved. So when you close that box, you'll notice that the priority 3 disappeared from the screen. Now the disapproval reason that you just entered into the DES doesn't automatically go to the candidate. It actually doesn't go anywhere. It's just an internal thing. So you'll still need to email that candidate and let them know that that item was rejected. So, I would grab a piece of scrap paper to take notes or something, a Post-it. I've got a digital Post-it here, and I can say, David Halbert, was it priority 3 rejected? Cannot say I am the only candidate. So this will make a note to myself saying I still need to email him to let him know that that has been rejected and why. So now that we know that has been rejected, he's still not participating. These 3 items are still approvable, but because he doesn't have that final priority to approve, we cannot approve him. So this is what I call lingering data in the review page. So these are just going to linger here until Mr. Halbert gives us an appropriate priority 3 to approve. And once he has done that, you can approve all 4 things. His status will switch to participating and all will be well. So I'm going to clear this filter now so that we can see all of the other candidates that we're working on. So here's one from Rick Jones. He is not participating yet, but he has an extended biography entered. Because he's not participating, we can't even look at the extended biography because we can't approve it yet, right? He needs to do his profession and top 3 priorities. So we'll move on. John Marchand, it looks like he is participating. So we've already approved his top 3 priorities and his profession, and it looks like he has now added a video and an extended biography. So let's click on the video. So for videos, you as the volunteer, you're not required to view or vet these videos before you approve them. They actually agree to another set of terms that says, they will not do X, Y, and Z when they post the video. So you're not responsible for viewing or vetting these videos before approving them. But if you just happen to see them and they're not acceptable, you can just contact me and we will figure that out. But really you just kind of look at his video entry, and because you're not responsible for vetting it, just click approve. His extended biography, I'm going to click on that to see what he has written. My family has resided in Livermore for 3 generations. Okay, for more information, go here. So nothing that isn't approvable. So we can go ahead and approve that. Because he is participating, we can just go ahead and approve anything that's acceptable. Okay, Libby Schaff, it looks like she only has 2 things here, her profession and her priority 1. So she hasn't entered anything else. I'm not sure if she even knows that she has to enter 2 more priorities in order to become participating. So I'm going to say, well, maybe she needs an email. Maybe I should let her know. So I'm just going to write on my notepad again, Libby, what is her last name? Schaff. Email her to let her know she needs 2 more top priorities. And then, you know, we can email these at a later time. So her information doesn't get rejected or approved, it just lingers here again, and we wait until she gives us more information. Diana Souza has uploaded a photo. She is not yet participating, and it doesn't look like she has any of her minimum requirements up. So again, I'm not going to approve or reject it. And there is a tutorial for how to approve or reject candidate photos, and you can view that after you're finished viewing this tutorial. Larry Sweeney, it looks like he's our last candidate. He's got his profession, priority 1, 2, and 3, and a photo. So we're going to look at his priority 3. I'm going to open that up. His priority 2, his profession, priority 1. So we're going to look at all 4 pieces of information to see if we can approve them all at once. Okay, so his profession is nonprofit manager. Okay, nothing wrong there. His priority 1, maintain fiscal accountability and balanced budgets. Nothing wrong there. Priority 2 is to ensure safe neighborhoods, education excellence, and quality community services. Nothing wrong there. You know, also, we're not reviewing these for any typos or misspellings. So even if you think that a candidate has really bad grammar or really doesn't know how to spell, we're not reviewing that. You know, our policy is really let the voters decide. And if the voters decide that this person is not good at spelling and doesn't want to vote for him because of that fact, you know, we feel like it is up to the voters to really see how candidates enter information. A good example is priority 3. It's not really a priority. It's his website, voteforsweeney.com. Is that a priority? No. But is it rejectable? Not really. So again, the policy of let the voters decide. I'm going to say, you know, it's not offensive. He doesn't say I am the only candidate who does X, Y, or Z. He doesn't mention any other candidates. So I'm going to approve it, and we're going to let the voters decide. So that means I'm going to go down and approve all 4 items. We're going to approve the profession, approve priority 1, approve priority 2, and approve priority 3. Now we'll get to the photo later, but once I refresh this page, you'll see now that Larry Sweeney, his status went from non-participating to participating. So it is instant. Once you approve those 4 items, their status switches immediately. So that's really the conclusion of how to review and approve and reject candidate items. Let's go over a few recaps. Remember to be familiar with what candidates can and can't say. The minimum requirements, the profession and top 3 priorities, must be approved first. Only leave lingering info if you are waiting for more info. So if the content cannot be approved, then reject it and email the candidate. So the only things left on the review page when you're kind of done for the day should be lingering info that are approvable, but you're waiting for more info. Also, you do not need to view or vet videos before approving them because they check a box to agree to the terms. Thank you for watching this tutorial. For more DES tutorials, including how to approve or reject a candidate photo, please visit the VEC resource page.